Sunshine is a pleasant surprise here as we get Game 2 of the AAC baseball tournament underway here on day one from Kingsport, Tennessee. Mark Shelley alongside Lorenzo Robinson as the first at-bat already underway here in our second game that features the Rams of CIU, the 9th-seeded team in the tournament, and the 4th-seeded Pioneers of SMC. As Jennings Green is the leadoff batter to face Travis Daniker, as Daniker will deliver what is a 1-2 count and will miss outside. That'll level it out 2-2.
And yeah, Mark, this should be very interesting because we have an all-Palmetto State showdown here today. Sort of a newer rivalry down there in South Carolina. This will be just the 6th all-time meeting between these two squads.
Green will take that for a ride. It's high, but it will stay right around the midsection of right field. And it's caught out in right field by Lane Schrader. So out number 1 recorded on the flyout by Green. And that'll bring up Kai Smith, the shortstop. Will step into that right-handed batter's box the second that Daniker will see. First pitch will miss outside for the senior, who comes in with a 5.28 ERA. Averages just about 6 strikeouts per game through what is nearly 60 innings pitched this season. As that'll drop in a bloop single out into shallow center field. And 2 batters and 1 is aboard with 1 out as Smith reaches on a 1-out single.
And that's a nice start for the Rams offensively, a team that for much of this season they've been sort of up and down at the plate, right around 270 as a group. They're trying to get going early.
Daniel Sidoti, who's the designated hitter, his jersey number is the same spot as he stands in the lineup. The 3-hitter with 1 away and a man in Smith down at first. As the lefty and Daniker will deliver. If you're joining us here for Game 2, you missed an interesting Game 1. It was a really good pitcher's duel in the early goings of the game between Brian and... Wow, my brain just turned off there.
It's a long week.
And we're early. Brian and Reinhardt. I almost said CIU. They're the same color. Yeah. The Reinhardt Eagles, they muster up 1 run, and it comes late. And, well, it was 1 run that was not going to overturn what eventually was a 9-1 Lions win. So the 6th seed tops the 7th seed in an 8-run gap to earn their spot in the winner's bracket tomorrow. And with that, it is a matchup for the lower seed winner, which would be Brian, should SMC win in this game as the 4 seed against the 9-seeded Rams. That would take on the 1 seed in Milligan.
Yeah, and what a reward that would be, right, to play against a team winning the AAC regular season title.
That ball's going to get down the right field line, so turning is Sidoti. He's going to hightail it over to second, and holding at third is Smith. And a 1-out double right down the line, well placed by Sidoti. And he puts his team in business early, and don't tell the Rams they're the 9 seed and supposed to be overpowered by the Pioneers. Right away, they're in business. They have 2 in scoring position.
Yeah, Daniel Sidoti continuing the stellar season that he's had at the plate, batting .303 this year. 2 runners in scoring position. They're trying to strike first blood.
Corbin Wright, the first baseman, he's another righty. He'll step in the face of the lefty in Daniker, and we'll see a first pitch strike. So the opening hit that was well hit out to right field by Green that goes for out number 1, and then follow-up set of hits, a single, and then Sidoti now with the 2-bagger down the right field line. And Wright, well, he can certainly put some power to it, and it'll foul it off the right-hand side.
And Mark, you talked about the lower-seeded team coming out of today, having to go up against Milligan tomorrow. Well, a lot of those teams, they have to feel confident about their ability because in between those seeds 4 and 8, only 2 games separating them.
Chopper over to second, fielded in time, thrown over. They'll trade an out for a run. As coming home to break the deadlock is Kai Smith, and it's a 1-0 Rams lead here in the top half of the first as Sidoti goes to third, and retired is right.
Again, it was kind of a log jam all season long. Didn't really know how things were going to shake out in those 4 and 8 spots in between, 4-8, 4-9. Really didn't settle into the last weekend of the season.
Ethan Heineke will step into the batter's box. He's at second base defensively. Where's the 35 in the gold of CIU? Take a trip down I-26.
Jeff, show me 3.
From SMC down to CIU.
Show me 4.
As that's going to be a tough play. Dive and grab out in right field. And a great snag by Schrader. He records a second out of the inning. And that's out number 3 defensively for the Pioneers. But the Rams strike first in the top half. Coming across is Smith with the RBI to right. It's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. The Pios have a chance to respond. Jeffcoat, Franz, and Exezian.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com. All of the ways to watch your favorite local and regional sports. Join us now on Twitch TV. You can also find NSBN on Amazon Fire TV or visit us.
Bottom of the first inning. And the Rams of CIU come out defensively now with a 1-0 lead as striking first is Kai Smith to come across the plate on the RBI on the sacrifice play by Corbin Wright. And it's one pitch for Manuel Geisel. And Brady Jeffcoat wears a stinger and he'll head down a free pass to first base on the hit by pitch, and not the start you want if you're Manuel Geisel.
Absolutely, but he's hoping to settle in, the junior from Ocala, Florida. So far this year, an ERA of 5.77, 2-4 win-loss record. He's in his 11th appearance of the year, so he's experienced this season really trying to settle in and get his team going. They were able to get going offensively, now trying to keep the momentum swing here in the first.
Well, Geisel is tied amongst the leaders for this Rams side with 9 starts. He and Miller Stuck both have 9. Next closest is Matthew Garris. As that gets chopped over to short, step on the bag, throw in time, and an unassisted 6-3 double play will put 2 outs quickly on the board, and the misfire by Geisel to put Jeffcoat aboard pays off as Elijah Franz is retired into that double play.
And not many better sights to see if you're a pitcher to get an unassisted double play there and put 2 outs on the board.
So Blake Exezian The first baseman for the Pioneers with 2 outs up against him, nobody on, is representative of the last-ditch effort here in the bottom of the first. And why not? It's early in the game. Let's put some pressure on it. In the last-ditch effort to try to tie this thing up after the first frame. And he'll curl one down the first base side. A slip over at first by Wright, but he's able to recover. And 1, 2, 3 after a first pitch hit by pitch on Jeffcoat. Go the Pioneers, and the Rams will take a 1-0 lead into the top half of the second. D'Amico, Guthrie, and Pomnitz will lead things off when we come back. Top of the second inning here at Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, Tennessee, after rain this morning and overcast through game 1 of the day. A 9-1 win for Bryan over Reinhardt. Here in game 2, we got sunshine beaming down through partially cloudy skies, as Ian D'Amico will lead things off with his team leading 1-0 after a strong start to the top half of the first and a 1-2-3 defensive inning in a response for the Pioneers, as D'Amico will foul that off and will settle back in here for Daniker, who is now in his second inning of work. When these two teams met on the 2nd of April, he went the distance, picked up the win to move to, at that point, 3-3, 7 innings of work, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks. So a strong outing, trying to capitalize yet again. That game ultimately ended 4-2 in favor of the Pioneers. That any of, there were 3 games, not 2, never were really lopsided in one's favor. They've been pretty close games, so entertaining, to say the least, is what we could expect out of this one. And already we've seen some fireworks with the 1-0 lead, and Daniker still working here with D'Amico in a 2-2 count. Right back to him. Oh, what a play.
Yeah, how's that for entertainment?
Quick reactions by Travis Daniker. That came right back to him, and just the way he falls out of that pitch, never even got to close the glove and just snapped it shut on the ball. And it's out number 1.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure he even knew what he did there. That was just reaction there.
So Daniker looks to maybe give up a hit and then comes back and makes the snag anyway. So 1 away, nobody on here in the top of the second. As now in for the first time is Aaron Guthrie, the third baseman.
More to your point of these teams having very tightly contested series. Just a few weeks ago, it was, again, a log jam between 4 and 9 for much of this season. So I feel like that was sort of emblematic of what we've seen from all of those teams throughout this year. Not a whole lot separating those squads.
Really the only one that turned heads in sort of you want to say lackluster, but more in a just dazzling effect, I guess, is Milligan and how they just ran away with things and how aggressively successful they were to claim the 1 seed, something that Reinhardt had a season ago, obviously now into the losers column from game 1. So Milligan awaiting maybe the winner of this game. All depends how things shape out or whether or not it'll be Bryan. As that's a fly out by Guthrie. Out to left field.
The right fielder, Aiden Pomnitz.
Aiden Pomnitz, the right fielder. He will come in to this right-handed batter's box. First time today facing Daneker. He represents the 8th hitter here through the first 2 innings. He'll take that for a ride out to the gap, out in left center field. It's going to get down right before the warning track. Top of the wall, keeps it in the park. And he's got himself a stand-up double here with 2 outs.
This CIU Ram team not really known, again, for their offensive prowess throughout this season, but another strong go here, trying to spark a 2-out rally. 2 of their higher scoring games came against Spartanburg Methodist this season, so they're hoping that history repeats itself here in Kingsport.
In those games, it was 11-2, a loss in game 1 for the Rams, and then a 4-2 loss, and then they came back and won 11-7 in game 3, 2 days after the doubleheader in that lone single game on Saturday, April 4th. So with 2 outs and a man on second, that's Pomnitz. It's David Mora at the plate. He's the bottom of the order. Daneker steps off, and a well-placed ball. That is perfect positioning if you're going to try to catch him leading with the wrong foot. But instead, it is just a quick check back, and Daneker, the lefty, will look to come home again. That's off the right-hand side from Mora. He'll be behind the plate today. We already saw him in the bottom half of last inning. You know, we were expected to get a little more rain, a second dose, only a short bit, I think around 11 o'clock or something like that, and clearly that has fallen short, and still got some clouds covering the sun as that's popped out to right field. Making the grab is Pomnitz. Or I beg your pardon, out in right field. That's Schrader. He's been busy through 2 innings, and that'll do it for the Rams. They can't add to their lead. It's still 1-0. We go to the bottom of the second. SMC coming to the plate.
Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities.
In comes Tanner Martin to lead off the bottom of the second inning. SMC conceding in the first. It's a 1-0 ball game. And 3 hits the way of the Rams. Pioneers looking for their first base runner by way of contact. There was contact as Jeffcoat got hit with a pitch to lead off the first. As that's a hard play to cap off. And a great play by Smith there at short to get the throw over. But it wouldn't have been in time, and regardless, it would have pulled right off the bag. And so the leadoff man is aboard in Tanner Martin with a leadoff single.
Dan Kai Smith showing off some of the athleticism there down the middle, preventing that one from leaking into the outfield. Just not able to keep his first baseman on the bag.
Dario Dio, will watch that squeak between the legs of the backside of the battery and David Mora. And so the very next pitch is an easy glide over into scoring position for Martin.
So often when you get into late April and early May, these games between teams that are so evenly matched, the margin of error is so thin, those type of mistakes may come back to bite you.
Astudillo pops a bunt back to the mound. Geisel will throw over, and the throw back to third, not in time. That ball gets away. And had he reacted maybe a split second sooner, Martin could have been on his way home. Instead, he was still trying to adjust himself from the slide in. So a break there for the Rams to get the out and only give Martin third base.
Martin was playing a game of chicken over there between second and third, eyeing down the pitcher, saying, hey, you want to get me? You want to get me? Ends up getting himself in a very threatening spot at third base.
He's the tying run, and that tying run is going to come home as the first pitch from Jaron Pickney is going to be taken out into the outfield grass, and it's a 1-1 ball game. Pioneers tie it up as crossing home plate is Martin.
And this is why it was so important for CIU not just to strike first, but put even more pressure on Spartanburg Methodist coming into this game. Top 5 in the conference in batting average, top 5 in runs per game. This is the offense that we've seen from them pretty much all season long. You just knew it was a matter of time before they got it going.
So now in comes Lane Schrader. We've called his name quite a few times out in right field. With 1 away, 1 run in, and 1 out on the board. A chance to try to advance the runner. They got an out to play around with. And maybe take this from a 1-0 deficit to an advantage when the second inning comes to an end, should they be able to further extend this. Schrader, the sophomore, 31 games during the regular season. And back to first is Pinkney. They'll keep him in check. "18 stolen bags, leads all Pioneers," does Pinkney. So rightfully, Geisel checking him in. And here he goes. That's high. The throw comes, and it's off the mark, and it wouldn't have been in time. And right on cue. Mention it, and he pulls it off. And Pinkney is safe with a stolen base over at second.
What type of weapon that is to be able to have that caliber of athlete along the base pass and the amount of pressure that it puts on a pitcher. The pitcher, you don't want to devote too much attention to him. You want to try to focus on the task at hand. But as soon as you let him go, he gets himself in the scoring position.
So Pinkney at second, Schrader at the plate. He'll swing at that. He'll get a piece of it. It's foul, and it's strike one. It's 2-1 now with 1 away. So his 19th stolen base of the season for Pinkney. And it puts him 180 feet shy of the go-ahead run. And he might have a chance should they send him home, and they're going to. He's going to turn, and with that base-stealing speed, he's going to just easily slide in at home without a throw to the plate. And just like that, it is 2-1, and the Pioneers have completely flipped the script here in the bottom of the second on the RBI single for Lane Schrader.
And it's been the latter half of that lineup. We're so used to those top 3, top 4 guys being the ones doing the damage, but Pinckney getting himself on lane. Schrader there with the RBI.
So Schrader helps put his team in front. And they're not done yet. Still only 1 out and a runner at first. That is Schrader, as this is Thatcher Bachman, the designated hitter. Bachman on the season batting just above 200, 222 to be exact. He's got a 1-1 count. As we'll settle back in, Geisel still working on the hill. 2 runs on 3 hits. Runner goes. And Schrader will have to head back to first. Got a decent jump on what looked to be a successful hit and run had that stayed in fair territory.
And again, at this stage of the year, it's going to have to be some other guys being able to step up for you and make plays at the plate. Even if your top guys don't have it, you need to be able to have a balanced attack to go far at this point in the season.
Mora really had his work cut out for him on that one. That was a wide miss to the outside of the plate. And Geisel will give a appreciative nod to his catcher. Otherwise, that gets through. That's at least 1, and depending on where it kicks off the backstop, that can cue the Benny Hill music, and you can see that ball just careen away and can cause all sorts of havoc with a man on the base pass in front. That's chopped foul off the left-hand side. 2-2, we will stay. Schrader at first. He drove in Pinckney after the steal to put him in scoring position. It's an RBI single to put him aboard. And Schrader has drawn some of the attention as well. And I think it's more of a break up the rhythm for Bachman at the plate. Only twice this season has Schrader even attempted to steal a base. He was successful on both. But a far cry from the likes of Cohen Bridges and Jaron Pinckney. Bridges is in the on-deck circle. So 2 that have stolen double-digit bases this season. Actually 3, because Franz is in there as well with 16. Schrader not one of them. So you can see that Geisel kind of finds himself in a situation that he wants to just break up and try to settle back in before he delivers his home to Bachman. He'll miss the mark, and the count will go full. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes, and out. 1 on, 2 runs have scored. It's a 2-1 ball game.
Far cry from the quick work that Geisel was able to make through that lineup.
Runner goes, chopped over to third, fielded, thrown in time. He does the job, moves the runner into scoring position, but Bachman is retired on the 5-3 put out over at first.
Geisel was able to come out on the other side of that battle, but again, this is a far cry from what we saw in that first inning. He made relatively quick work of Spartanburg Methodist, now being forced to pitch deeper in the counts, getting that pitch count up a little bit, see if you can put some pressure on Geisel and really test that arm of his.
Cohen Bridges, the freshman, is the 9-hole hitter, batting .300 on this season. He'll be pulled back from ball 1 as Geisel will deliver the second pitch of the at-bat. And that'll level it out 1-1. Put a solid bat, especially a speedster in your 9-hole. Hope you get contact, keep the inning alive, flip it around for the top of the order. 2 outs and a man on. 2 have already come across, and he's going to put that out straight away center. And the run will score. The 9-hole hitter is aboard. It is 3 across the plate here in the bottom of the second. 3-1 from what was a 1-0 start to the ball game for the Rams. Pioneers have come back, and they snatch the lead, and they continue to work here as the runner takes his place down at first.
And how's that for the hometown kid, the Spartanburg native, getting going with the RBI single? And Spartanburg Methodist, their offense getting ready to roll here in the second inning.
And for SMC, this is a big tournament for them, their debut as an AAC member. So every time they meet, especially the trio of South Carolina schools in any of their sports, you have CIU, and 4.3 miles down the road from them, Columbia College, and then SMC, the little triangle there up I-26. Anytime they meet now, it's the first time ever in AAC play, but those schools no strangers to each other over the years, especially with the proximity. It would always be, hey, let's throw a non-conference game in there. Let's grab SMC.
And to that point, it was always just so funny to see in some of the earlier AAC events.
As that ball's going to get through over at short, and the inning keeps going here for the Pioneers.
Yeah, but it was always so funny seeing in some of those earlier AAC events. I remember we were on hand for the basketball tournament, and their women's team, they were able to win a game. It's the first AAC tournament win in program history, and like they're just making history all season long.
Well, they are hoping they can make some history and make some noise here in their debut for the baseball tournament. Already making a splash. 3-1 ball game. Jeff Coate, after the most recent contact, has put himself aboard with a single. So 2 on, 2 outs at the plate now is Franz for a second time. And Franz will foul that off. Franz on the season, he's been a consistent hitter. Above 400, he is second best in that category in the entire conference entering today.
Very dangerous to see a player who's been that successful at the plate now for the second time.
Made contact on the first, but was into that double play. As that'll just miss for ball 1.
Yeah, Geisel did a nice job of limiting damage from the top of that lineup early, but now second time through the order, it may prove a little bit more difficult.
And Franz will foul that back, so it'll stay a 1-2 count. And if Franz can reach and do so with a base hit, this could really blow this game wide open and do so with a lot of time for response for the Rams, but also, based on what we're seeing, a lot of time for the Pioneers to try to come back, ride that momentum, and maybe add some more to it as the game goes on. But as we mentioned, they've played close games on all 3 occasions. As Geisel will set to deliver the 1-2 again. That's inside, and that's what you want. It's just battle enough, foul off enough balls that you can earn another one back in your credit. Two, and it's fouled. Keep with the trend. Foul it off. Hope you get it to a full count now.
Yeah, but again, a lot of pitches in the AB. There was really quick battles in that first inning. It's been a much different story here in the second.
So Jeff Coates at first. Bridges is at second. 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Geisel brings it home. Guess what? Foul ball. Good at bat here by Franz. That's why he finds himself with that high at bat or batting average coming into this. He can consistently battle and wait for that pitch and finally outlast the pitcher, earn himself a pass down to the base, or make contact that puts it in play. 2-2 again. Frame job just not there from Mora, and exactly as he planned. It is a full count, and now there is no more room to give. So he's got to offer something up over the plate, does Geisel, And that's exactly what Franz was hoping for.
What Franz has done so far this year, you know he's not going to chase anything.
2 outs, 2 on, 3-1 ball game. Pioneers trying to keep the inning alive. Stepping off is Geisel. And he just wants to slow things down. A high pressure pitch. Missed the mark. Bases loaded. Put it in a dangerous spot. And another run can score. Payoff pitch. That's fouled. And this lengthy at-bat, a titanic battle early between Franz and Geisel. And if you're Franz, you're sitting there saying, I want the reward, but at the same time, you got to be thinking in the back of your mind, all I'm doing is raising that pitch count. Payoff pitch again. That's a chopper on the infield. It'll hop over to third, fielded on the run. The throw's off the mark. It's going to get by. And from what could have been runners on every base is going to be 2 runs in on the error from the throw. The charge in across the field by Guthrie, but he misses the mark, and he can't connect with right. And 2 more come across on the error. Otherwise, that was going to be bases loaded, and you get that throw over, and maybe you're able to hold that runner there at third and not let him cross if you're able to get the stare down in time.
And initially, you could tell that Guthrie thought it was going to be a routine play, but that took a very awkward hop up in the air, and that threw off his timing just enough to where that throw to the first baseman was just a little bit rushed outside of the grasp of Corbin Wright.
So Bridges and Jeffcoat both score, and Franz is safe aboard with a single, reaching on the error on the throw over to second, and now on the pass ball will get himself over to third. And sometimes when it rains, it pours for Geisel and this Rams defense. It's 5-1 in their response inning after a 1-0 advantage heading into the second. The Rams have now found themselves trailing by 4, and Mora wants to come out and talk to his pitcher.
Second passed ball of the inning as well. Those type of mistakes really just avalanching right now for CIU.
And we saw that in game 1 in the Reinhardt-Bryan game. Good situations that get into an opportunity to get out of the inning, and then the self-inflicted errors came back to haunt Reinhardt on a number of occasions. Bryan able to capitalize and then further extend those innings. And right now, that's what we're seeing out of the Pioneers. 2 outs, a runner at third. That is Franz, and that is foul from Exesian.
But that's a great point. A lot of people, they'll just see the final score. They won't see the game within the game, those turning point plays that really change the outcome.
Chopped over to second. That's fielded. A bit of a shuffle on the exchange, but over in time from Heineke. And that is finally out number 3 on the ground out to second. But all 9 come to the plate. 5 of them come across the plate. And it's a 5-1 ball game as we go to the top of the third. The Rams strike first, but it's a haymaker of a response punch by the Pioneers. To the third we go.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Top of the third inning, and it's the top of the order for the Rams of CIU. Top of the first, well, they loved it. Jump out as the 9 seed playing the 4-seeded Pioneers of SMC. Jump out to that 1-0 lead early and get a 0 defensively. How does the Pioneers respond? Well, they hang 5 in the second and now out defensively. So the Rams a chance to respond, and they'll do so with Jennings Green. He took that one out to right field. It was shallow right field in his opening at bat. Well, we'll take it to the right side, but it's back into the stands. Tell you what, you look over this and you say this is a groundskeeper's dream, the way the, we'll call it grass, is cut, right? Perfect lines, like they're perfectly symmetrical, every single one of them. But hey, who said that the turf guys can't get some credit for how they lay the turf? It looks great here in Kingsport at Hunter Wright Stadium, home of the Kingsport Axemen, the Appalachian League. Sure the locals here are thrilled that they'll be back in action here in the next couple of months. Jack swing went around, and that'll do it, sitting him down, and Daniker has his first K of the day.
Not quite DEFCON 1 levels of worry if you're CIU, but you may want to try to keep pace with Spartanburg Methodist because we've seen them at times really gain some momentum at the plate and score runs in bunches. You don't want to put yourself too far behind the 8 ball in the early stages.
And especially with how that last inning went, with just the miscues, the overthrow that led to the 2 runs, you sit there and say, okay, the best way to settle down is get some offensive support. You come back, even if it's 1 run, you cut this down to a 3-run ball game. That is not insurmountable. I mean, that's an inning of work for SMC. You can come back and chip away at that. But more importantly, you got to put zeros up when you get back out on the defensive side of things for the Rams. Kai Smith awaits, and he'll swing at that. Takes it curling out to dead right field. And an easy grab standing underneath it for Schrader. And I'll tell you what, Schrader might get player of the game just sitting out there in right field, the number of balls that have been hit his way to record the outs. As they get underneath him, but they can't do anything with them other than in that first inning. And Smith is retired for out number 2.
I was told a long time ago, the great baseball players, they make the routine look routine all of the time. Not some of the time, all of the time.
Well, Schrader had a nice little sliding one earlier. He made that look a little routine in that first inning to end that inning. That last one, a little more, as you said, routine than than the sliding grab. 1-1 here for Daniker delivering home. 2 outs, nobody on. Sidoti at the plate. Had the double. And now he's going to have himself a single. Diving play at short, just not good enough by Bridges. And it just trickles off his glove. Had to get, well, normally you'd say have to get dirty, but again, we're on the turf, so had to get fake dirt. Had to dive into the brown turf that pretends to be dirt. Either way, goes down to his stomach and almost made the play.
The turf every now and then leaves a little mark, especially when you're wearing white. It may not come, may be a little bit off-white, maybe a little beige.
All depends if it's hot enough. Maybe you get some of the black pellets to rub off too. And 2 outs and a man on. That's Sidoti down at first. He has the 2-out single. And so Corbin Wright to the plate for a second time. Had the RBI, drove in Smith, who at that point was standing at second. Sidoti at first. Wright awaits the 1-0 from Daniker. And that's driven out to center field. Slight adjustment, but the grab is made. That's out number 3, and the Rams will strand one aboard. And the Pioneers respond after putting up 5 offensively, and they shut down the Rams again It is 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Pioneers a chance to add to it in a second consecutive inning.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Manuel Geisel returns to the hill to start off this bottom of the third inning after back-to-back scoreless frames in the top half for CIU after they jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the first. But the last frame for the Pioneers saw 5 in what was a circus of plays. You had the stolen base by Pinckney, gets around, comes to score, then Bridges reaches with a single, another single by Jeffcoat. Franz hits the single, and then the error on the throw scores 2 runs. It was just a cascading effect of pouring those runs on. Now the Pioneers see Tanner Martin up for the second time. Martin came around to score. He was the leadoff hitter an inning ago, so all 9 coming to the plate. Here he is again, Geisel trying to prevent him from reaching yet again. 2-1, that's chopped foul, third base side.
Might be a bit early to have these sort of thoughts, but you think if another run or 2 scores on the board, how long do you allow Geisel to try to fight himself out of that hole, especially with 2 games potentially left to play?
Astudillo waits in the on-deck circle. Behind him, Pinckney will be the third batter of the inning. Schrader, should he be called upon, is 4th behind him. Geisel, payoff pitch. It is high, it is foul, and it is caught in foul territory. A good racing play by Wright to track over, keep his balance, make the grab for out number 1.
Heavy on the keep his balance. I thought that Corbin Wright maybe was going to lose his feet there. Running over there towards the dugout. Nice to see him make that play and stay upright.
Dario Estradillo, the catcher, in for a second time. Moved the runner into scoring position. That was when Martin was on to lead off last inning. Put that bunt down back to Geisel. 1 away for him and nobody on. And what a turn of the day it has been. Sunshine, nice warm sun if you reach out, and from what was a cool mid-50s morning, you saw a little butterfly fly by, so we're just enjoying spring. Everybody's like, hey, the clouds are leaving. All to come back tomorrow.
Well, I think we need to knock on wood.
We'll see if we get some ball games in tomorrow. Either way, Geisel, well, he'll give up 5 pitches, and 4 of them are balls. So Dario Estradillo will make his way down on the free pass to first and put a 1-out base runner aboard as Jaron Pinckney who reached on a single and then got himself around to score. And if he can single again, could create an opportunity here for some added damage. Mora comes up. He'll check down to first. Trey Wendell has come in to pinch run for Estadio. Wendell, you can even see there in that stare down to first just how quick and jittery he was with those short, choppy steps. That's going to get through down the third base side. And doing his job is Pinckney, and doing so successfully by staying on the base path and advancing the runner. So the best of both worlds. And Pioneers are in business again with one out.
And again, how long are you going to allow Guy Sale to try to get himself out of these jams, fight his way out of the hole? Already his pitch count up to 53.
53 pitches, and he's here in the bottom of the third. And still needs 2 outs. Benefit of it is he does have a runner on first. The downside of that benefit? Well, look who it is. It's Pinckney, and we know the speed of Pinckney. The only problem is he's got nowhere to go. There's a guy in front of him, so he can't freely steal second. Wendell takes his lead off that second bag. 0-1 count here, looking home for Schrader. Geisel will turn back, and not much of a threat there for Wendell to quickly step back. Combined 11 hits between the two sides, but it's been the Pioneers who have capitalized more so, and that one's ripped on a line drive to second, and that's going to be a double play. Wendell started the jump as that one was ripped right over to second, but a good grab by Ethan Heineke, and he'll double up the Pioneers, and from pressure situation to pressure relief. 2 outs on one swing of the bat, and it's 5-1 as we go to the fourth.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at
So we go to the top of the fourth. Daniker is back on the hill for the Pioneers, who lead this game 5-1 in game 2 of 4 here at Hunter Wright Stadium. Mark Shelley alongside Lorenzo Robinson, and it's been a interesting game, to say the least, in the early goings. We've seen the productivity from both sides, 11 combined hits, but again, It's the 7 hits that have led to 5 runs, but 2 of those runs have come off that error on the throw over. So you look at this and say, okay, roughly the same capitalization, but it's the miscues that came in that second inning that have really opened this game up.
And typically at this phase of the season, that's where it comes down to a mistake here, a mistake there, proving all the difference in the world.
Heineke, who ended last inning with a double play, he's at the plate. And that grab on the line drive right to him and then double up at the bag. And he'll take that one out towards his position, just over into the grass. But his opposition at second in Franz is able to backtrack into the shallow outfield grass and make the snag for out number 1. And you can really see the difference in kind of how these early innings have gone. When you look at the pitch totals, 43 now for Daniker, as opposed to what did he start the last inning with? 53, I believe.
53 at the
right?
start
Was
of the inning.
for Geisel. And so you look at where they are in this game, same spot in the game, but drastically different pitch counts. And you think back to that at-bat Franz had where he fouled off, 7, 8 balls to keep that at-bat going before ultimately singling. And you say, remember that, because that's what can maybe get Geisel out of the game earlier and raise that pitch count faster and faster than he would like.
It's been a marked difference in approach so far in this game at the plate, and we'll see if that holds true. I call it a cumulative effect, what that can do to a pitcher as the game goes on.
Ian Diamica, he'll get underneath this one, take it out to center field. And it's easily grabbed for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Aaron Guthrie comes to the plate, trying to keep the inning alive. 2-out base runner would be an ideal from the situation they're in. It would certainly not be the most ideal situation. They would have loved to have had somebody on in front of him, but instead he'll come to the plate without anyone on a bag. And 2 outs against his side here in the 4th inning. Like the first offering, doesn't like the result, puts it foul down the third base side. Well, if you needed a additional, besides what we're telling you and what you kind of see of how the weather has changed this morning, floodlights were on. Lights are turned off here for game 2. And I believe we should be about 30 minutes from the first softball game. About, what is that, 3? No. Yeah, they were supposed to start at 11. So what, 3 hours later than expected over there? Across town at Brickyard?
It's going to be some AAC after dark action going on over there.
From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. start. We got our first pitch underway right at the perfect time. That's a chopper over to short, fielded. Thrown over in time for out number 3. Pioneers continue to respond defensively, adding the pressure to the Rams, who struck first but since have been held silent. And the Pioneers bring the bats quickly back to the plate, trying to add to this 5-1 advantage as we go to the bottom of the 4th here in Kingsport.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Thatcher Bachman will settle in to lead off this bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch, a ball from Geisel. A 1-1 count is now what he looks into. He'll deliver again, and he'll miss, and it's 2-1. So we mentioned about it of where Geisel is in reference to Daniker. Geisel, that pitch, now the 58th of his outing. So he has settled down a bit. He was really seeing it climb through the first 2 innings, but in the third, able to just work through 4 batters and do so pretty effectively despite the walk and then the single to advance and put 2 on, but the double play really bailed him out. But that's not going to help as Bachman is walked down to first.
And that second inning is really where it started to climb up on him, and that was where we really saw a real difference in approach at the plate for Spartanburg Methodist, and that's carried over as they've now gone into this order a second time through, really making Geisel work to get these punch-outs.
So now in 3 of the first 4 innings, there has been a leadoff man aboard for the Pioneers. As that bunt is down the first base side, this is going to be an easy tag. Well, it should be. And finally, it is Wright who turns back and tosses off to second to make sure they get the out. And you can see Bridges sitting there as he starts to back up a little bit. He's looking going, is there an opportunity for me to try to get around this? But Wright is fortunate to remember he's got a guy behind him and just get the out instead.
Able to get a guy in the scoring position, though. I feel like that was more of what they were trying to do there. Some small ball there from the Pioneers.
So Bachman stands in scoring position. They'll have a check back to him. Bridges retired on what is a 3-4 officially. And that brings about Jeff Coate, top of the order. And he's reached twice and did so on the first pitch of the ball game that caught him on the hip. And then followed that up in the second with the single and came around to score. There's been a breeze the whole time, but this is really the first time we're kind of audibly hearing it through the crowd mic. And then if you look out at Geisel, his jersey is just whipping in the wind. So the breeze, a major factor, should those balls hang up there, and that can cause some shuffling of feet and maybe some misreads. Mix in if the sun does decide to pop out at the wrong time. Could spell trouble on what may look like a routine fly ball. Jeff Coate will settle back in here. It's a 3-1 count with 1 away and 1 on. And he will foul that into the backstop and stay alive, but this time it moves to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out.
I tell you what, he worked himself into a full count, but he got himself behind the 8 ball with those 3 early balls.
That is chopped, and it's off the plate. Geisel was there, and even with a nasty little hop, and that's one of those things we were talking about, right, is the benefit of having the turf, right? It looks great, and especially in a day like today where there was rain this morning, a quick dry out, we get first pitch on time. But those hops sometimes, they can be really wild and catch you unsuspectingly. If they can kick away, catch those rubber pellets at the right time, right place, and they can just careen away from you. Nearly did on that last little foul ball for Geisel. Follows it up with a free pass, and Jeff Coate is a second man aboard with 1 out.
Piggybacking off of that, just how those hops can be so wayward. We saw it earlier in the game with Aaron Guthrie trying to come underneath when that led to 2 runs being scored for Spartanburg Methodist after his error trying to get the ball over to first in time. That's what I love about this point in the season. You're playing in a neutral environment, so everybody has to go through the same things, and it really kind of levels the playing field a little bit here during this week of conference tournament play.
So Mora had come out to chat with Geisel. That's a well-placed bunt, and that is as perfect as can be. Right down the third base side, and it just trickles slowly enough, but far enough that forces the delay on the read by Guthrie, and he couldn't get the throw over in time. Mix in the speed of Franz, and that's a recipe to load the bases here with 1 out in the bottom of this 4th inning.
Yeah, and I think he was just going in there for the mashed potatoes, just trying to move over the runners in the scoring position.
Oh, that gets lined out to center field. It will continue to carry, caught on the run at the warning track, and a great play to keep that from getting down out in center field by D'Amico. But more importantly for the Pioneers, runs will score, and it is now a 6-1 ball game. As the runner at third comes across and Bachman comes in as retired is Exesian.
Yeah, that one took my breath away. What I was saying didn't even matter at that point. But, yeah, moving the runners in the scoring position, definitely. That was more of the point of emphasis on that play. I think just finding your way to first base is gravy for Franz.
And it paid dividends. Now he's still at at first. In that, Jeffcoat has gone to third. And second is vacated. Well, that for Bachman to come home, and the RBI for Exesian. So Geisel, benefit for him. He's got 2 outs, but 2 on, and we know what can happen when this Pioneers side scores. They can continue and ride momentum. We'll see if they can do that here as Martin's at the plate. Martin steps out, and I think he called time right at the last second.
Geisel, 73 pitches and counting now here in the 4th.
Again, we go back to that battle where he and Franz took forever. We said, is anybody else going to ever come to the plate, or are these two just going to keep doing this? And finally, it was a single by Franz to end it. And now you start to wonder, we've seen a couple of times in these pressure situations, Franz trying to break up the action, do the throw over to first, and they have to be on the money. You can't have a miscue when you step off because you got a runner at third. The throw down to second, and the ball squeaks free. They have that, and that should have been the out. And that was a great jump by Franz, but an even better throw on the money by Mora. He led it to the right-hand side of the bag, but it just slides out of the glove on Heineke. And I think maybe that contact just jars the ball free. Doesn't go too far, but both runners in scoring position. Martin checks his swing. They say no. Martin peels back from that one, and just like that, he has started to put the pressure on from being behind in the at-bat to raising the pressure on Geisel. 2-2. Geisel, cool as a cucumber, guns him out. And it's out number 3. 2 stranded for the Pioneers, not before a run comes across in the bottom of the 4th. It's now a 5-run ball game, 6-1. As we go to the top of the 5th, CIU trying to recover and not let the Pioneers pull away.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Hayden Pomnitz will lead off here in the top half of the 5th inning. And if you're the Pioneers, you're just trying to continue to pour it on. But right now, post yet another 0. And the Rams, you get that first run. Now can you just bounce back and try to get another? Because at the rate it's going, you do not want to see the Pioneers continue to pull away.
The catcher, David Moore.
So 1 away. So 1 out and a runner on. And they'll make the change. As Pomnitz was retired to start.
Runner at first base, number
And now
19,
Mora
Quinn Jackson. The
will
batter
reach
is
it first.
the left
Quinn
fielder,
Jackson
Jimmy
will come in to be the pinch runner.
Maybe just what the doctor ordered for CIU, trying to get themselves on the board. They don't want to allow this to get out of hand.
That's going to stay in the yard, but could be a hard play to try to make. But instead, it's Schrader who's able to get over there, and you said it before. So it's a make the routine look routine, and there was another one. He got a good jump on it.
The shortstop, Kai Smith.
So Jennings Green is retired on the fly out to right field. A lot of F9s in our book here today. Schrader's been busy, as Kai Smith will come to the plate for a 3rd time. Daniker checks over.
But another inning with 2 quick outs on the board. Going up against the Rams. The approach has just been so different at the plate between these 2 squads.
That gets ripped out to left field. And a quick snag. Tracking back toward the warning track, but making the out is Tanner Martin. And another quick inning of work that keeps Daniker's pitch count low. That's been the difference. Low from Daniker and successful offense behind him. Geisel has seen his pitch count continue to rise in the offense, just unable to break through on the Pioneers for a 2nd time.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
Rams back out defensively. And the leadoff man is Estradio. And he'll swing at that one, put it out to left field, and on the run, unable to make the grab. It's off the tip of the glove on the diving play by Jennings Green. And it's a double for Estradio. And you can see Green just turning on the gents to try to get there, and you got to lay out and just hope that you time the dive correctly, and it's just off the glove. But a hard hit ball that puts the Pioneers in position to try to score a run again and add to this 6-1 ball game here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
In CIU, you feel like they have enough hits in this game to be able to keep pace, but it's been those turning point plays, the game within the game that has not gone their way and has led us to the deficit that they're facing right now.
So Trevor Merck is the new pitcher that sees short work of his no-hit couple of inning bid. And they get the throw. And it's in time, and that will retire the second batter of the inning in Pinckney. And a rare outing where Pinckney can't beat a throw, but it does the job, and it moves the runner in Wendell, who comes in for Estradio over to third.
Not really used to seeing Trevor Merck a ton this season. This is just his 8th appearance of the year. He's only pitched in a little bit over 5 innings of work up to this point. Obviously, his team's hoping he could come through for them in a big spot to try to slow down this Spartanburg Methodist lineup.
And we talked about it in the break, two breaks ago, really, when we were talking about how far would Geisel be allowed to go, and what was sort of the game plan, especially seeing that the game started to open up a little more. Now, a 5-run deficit. You know it's double elimination, and how much does that take into a factor of who comes in the rest of this game saying, do we still fight and see, or do we just kind of go with the flow, get out of this game, and then save some of our better pitchers out of the bullpen and keep the rest of our arms healthy for tomorrow, which is win or go home?
That's always the question in these type of situations. It's having it in your back pocket, but you don't want to use it necessarily as a crutch. You don't want to just punt everything to that last game. If you have a chance to win, go win it. But also you got to be smart as well.
So Schrader will come in, and he faces a 3-1 count now. Merck, the righty, with a runner on third and 1 out. Schrader chops it to third. They check the runner. Throws to first in time. And that's out number 2. Best case scenario there for Guthrie to deliver that. Just gives that quick stare down off the right shoulder and then guns it over to first to right in time. So Schrader is retired. And Thatcher Bachman comes to the plate. Walked last inning, then came around to score. Used the lone run, the third inning that saw a run scored for either side. CIU jumps out to the 1-0 lead in the first, and you say, hold on, they're ready to rock and roll. The 9 seed putting on a surprise first inning. Then the 4 seed Pioneers bounce back, and they hang 5 in the second, and then one more last inning. That's how we get to this 6-1 ball game. And we mentioned it before, it's the culmination of miscues, the errors on the throw over that scored 2 runs in the second. Take those away. It's a 4-1 ball game. That's not insurmountable. Neither is 6-1, but it feels a little heftier as that's taken out to left field, caught just inside the line, and that's out number 3. And that's what you want. Quick work of the inning. You let a man get on base, and then you pick up 3 more outs. Problem is the Rams need something going offensively. They've done the job defensively this inning. Can they bounce back as we go to the top half of the 6th?
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Travis Daneker back on the mound. And what is the top half of the 6th inning? His team leading 6-1, facing Daniel Sidoti. Sidoti's gotten the best of Daneker on 2 separate occasions. Singled back in the first, or excuse me, doubled in the first, and then singled in the third. Third time to the plate here. 1-1 pitch, and he lines that straight over to third. And that's a quick first out, as Sidoti is retired, and you got to love that if you're the Pioneers for Daneker, who in the meeting that he got the nod with the Rams went the complete game, picked up the win. At that point, his 3rd of the season, and here he is cruising in this one, and your offense has come to play as well to help him out.
You love it for the Pioneers. You hate it for the Rams.
Daneker gets called off as charging in from first. Oh, no. And just losing it and then having the change. And you have to wonder how much of the wind is that a factor? Because, again, if you look at the treetops, down here you feel a little bit, but as you go higher, you look at the treetops, they are really whipping around out there. And how much did that wind just kind of change the trajectory of that ball as it was coming down? And it just bounces away from Exizian. and ultimately goes for what is an error to put a man aboard with 1 out.
That wind, and we've had the sun sort of peek out of the clouds periodically as well, so maybe getting lost in the skies there potentially. But hey, if you're CIU, try to take advantage.
That's a chopper over to second, and this can be a double play. Oh, a quick tag ran him right into the base path and out of it on a tag and throw. For Elijah Franz, he doubles up the Rams. The gift for CIU, stolen right back by the Pioneers. Nothing for you as we go to the bottom half.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Kraus Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, as Trevor Merck will return for a second inning of work. He comes in relief of Manuel Geisel. Geisel to officially go back and close the book on him. 4 innings of work, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them go against his credit. 3 walks, 1 strikeout. For Geisel, who got the start today and on pace to take the loss should things not turn around here, and it would be what feels like the way things have progressed over the last couple of innings and how quickly Spartanburg Methodist has turned away anything the Rams have tried to muster up offensively. What looks to be a pretty astounding turnaround should it happen and the Rams come back and somehow flip the script and win this ball game. But still a ways to go. We are here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cohen Bridges is at the plate. And after 3 straight balls, it is a 3-1 count. And he can settle back in. So a green light pitch here.
I thought Merck was pretty impressive in that last inning, slowing down Spartanburg Methodist lineup. Of course, the team hoping for more of the same here.
Gave up that double and then came back with 3 straight outs. Payoff pitch to the leadoff man in Bridges. We'll try it again. He fouls that off. Well, you know, I talked about the sun earlier. And right back to it. Look, now it feels like the morning. I need to turn the lights on again here in a little bit. Bridges chops over to the short. It's fielded, thrown in time, and that's out number 1. As the Rams retire the leadoff hitter in Bridges, so the top of the order comes around. And that'll bring up Brady Jeffcoat, who has reached base on all 3 occasions, only 1 by way of a single. Hit by pitch and a walk are the other 2. So I've just gotten word that, well, they are not starting softball right now. It's now been pushed to 3 o'clock. The opening game of the day was originally supposed to be Columbia and Pikeville at, 11 a.m. So 4 hours later now is what we're expecting, as that's just curled right into that gap between first and second. And that ball started as though it may be an easy snag for Heineke, and instead, at the last second, it just got on top of itself and curled into the outfield grass, and a one-out base runner for the Pioneers.
Yeah, that was akin to a slicer in baseball or in golf, meanwhile, just sort of taking a real interesting trajectory over there to make its way into the outfield. So you said that softball starting at 3. They're going 3, 5, 7, and 9.
I'll tell you what, I don't envy the crew over there working those games. That's for sure.
We'll see.
Man, they should. I think they should turf those softball fields too. You know. We started at 9, right when expected. Softball, they're still cleaning up some of the mud out there and trying to get it to work. And there was a lot of rain through the morning hours. Tell you what, coming up over the mountain, that's dicey. North Carolina, we got to work on putting those lane indicators. You know, the little snow indicators, the little stripes in between the actual paint stripes. Got to work on those coming up the mountain. It's dicey at 5 a.m. 1-0 pitch here to Franz. 2-0 count. Franz 2 for 3 on the day, 2 RBI. His team comfortably winning by 5 here. And again, not insurmountable, but the way that the game has gone certainly feels as though it is a mountainous task for this Rams side to try to overcome. That's in there for the strike. It's 3-1. Franz, the lefty, awaits. Merck bounces that one in, ball 4. And over to second goes Jeff Coate. Franz down to first.
The first baseman, Blake Exezian.
Blake Exezian. He's up at the plate and would love to turn his fortunes around. 0 for 2 with an RBI. Put one down the line to first. That was unassisted. Then grounded into second. And then that RBI sac fly out to center in his most recent trip.
Something to be said about the Rams having their second best hitter not really give them much at the plate, but it hasn't really affected them.
Exezian goes straight away to center, and that's a line out that will post up for the second of the inning.
The left fielder, Tanner Martin.
And really, if you're the Rams, you haven't had much success from anyone. And you look at it and you look back at that first inning and you say, they came out and they were ready to rock and roll. Green gets a hold of that one out to right field, but it's ultimately recorded as an out. And you say, okay, contact right away. Bounce back a single, the double, and then the RBI by Wright before Heineke ends it with a fly out to right field. And you say, okay, good contact. And since the bats have gone silent, and really it's been maybe a single here and there, a walk, there has been a double. And that was the double back by Pomnitz back in the second. But outside of that, no other extra base hits. An offense that in the games where they have played during the regular season against the Pioneers has come to play, but has come up short on 2 of those 3 occasions. Just a far off showing from what they would have liked here, but still 5 runs separate the two sides. Martin watches that in there to level the count at 2-2. After this one, we roll on here at Hunter Wright Stadium. As that's strike 3 and retired is Martin. And that'll end the inning. Our game rolls on. We go to the 7th inning. Then Pikeville and Montreat, Tennessee Wesleyan, and Truett McConnell. We're on track here for a fun day of baseball. Still, game 2 rolls on. Back with the 7th when we return.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at SESN Sports.
Seventh inning. In what is a 6-1 ball game here at Hunter Wright Stadium. The Pioneers of SMC continuing to send out Travis Daneker, and he has looked stellar.
Nope, too much.
And he has given up just 5 hits, 1 run. And his offense on 2 separate occasions has put runs across the plate. 5 came in the second. And we are sitting at the 6-1 ball game. Ian D'Amico, he's at the plate right now, facing a 1-2 count from Daneker. The lefty settles and misses the mark. It's 2-2.
It's been 5 consecutive shutout innings from Daneker. He hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down either.
And you have to wonder, as that will move the count to full of just one of those, the Rams coming out, catching him kind of off guard in that first inning. And he said, okay, wait, I got to lock in here. And since then, he has. But on cue of saying that, he concedes a leadoff walk here to D'Amico, who was aboard in the top half of the 7th.
And that's the first walk that Daneker surrendered in this game, too. He hasn't done a ton of those free passes against CIU, so we'll see if that can get him going.
That's not been the case for the combination of Merck and Geisel. Geisel giving up 3 walks in his 4 innings of work. And suddenly, when you start to smell blood in the water, you start to take advantage of it. And just like that, the follow-up pitch from Daneker is taken for a single out to left field. And Guthrie is aboard down at first now. 2 up, 2 on. As Pomnitz will settle into the right-handed batter's box, and Daneker will try to replicate what he did to him in the 5th inning, which was strike him out. Prior to that, though, Pomnitz, well, he could maybe jolt this CIU side to life should he replicate his first at-bat, which was a double. Could score a run and ask some questions of the Pioneers defensively. Right now needs to battle out of this 0-2 hole.
And what Daneker does have to his advantage is the fact that he's riding with that 5-run cushion. So maybe you give up a run or two here. Not necessarily the end of the world.
Oh, he's not going to give up a run there as he gets Pomnitz swinging for the 2nd consecutive at-bat that he faces him. And after the first 2 reach, a good bounce back at the plate with a strikeout. That's about as good as a confidence booster for not just the entire defense, but for Daneker specifically riding there. You give up the 2 plays, the walk, then the single, bounce back, get him at the plate.
And I love that move there by Astudillo. Just having a quick conversation with him, telling them to lock in. Let's secure this next out and then go one more. Try to retire the side. You know what you've been all game long. Just a quick check-in with your pitcher.
Mora comes to the plate. It is something about catchers. And they are like the one position on the field that just refuse to use batting gloves. Go through any team and ask, say they have 3 catchers on the lineup. At least one of them is going to be one of the just bare knuckle guys. And Mora, same way here.
Yeah, something about, toughness or womp womp strength, womp womp toughness, something of that ilk.
Man, my hand's numb from catching these 90-some mile an hour pitches the entire game. I'm not going to feel anything when I'm swinging the bat. So 3-0 count now, and Daneker, after the strikeout in the bounce back to pick up the first out, now having trouble here against Mora as he falls behind and just needs to get something across the plate. And Mora, rather than lay off of it and force him, will take advantage of it. And they will hold the runner at third, and 1 out, and the bases are loaded here for the Rams. And all of a sudden, you say, if this ball is put in play and gets down for at least a base hit, now from that conversation of, do we save everybody for game 2, starts to become, do we really need to think about what we're going to do pitching-wise here in game 1, because we're right back in this and we might have a chance to try to flip the script here, because right now there's 4 runs in play and it's only a 5-run ball game.
Most definitely, and mentally, maybe 1 run doesn't get you to that point. 2 runs, definitely, you're thinking, hey, let's go out, let's try to win this one. If you maybe get all 3 of them there, this is a totally different ball game.
So the lone out is Pomnitz after the walk to D'Amico, who's at third. Guthrie singled. He's at second now. And Mora stands at first after his single. Best case scenario for the Rams is that it is the top of the order. So one of your most consistent hitters, a reliable get-on-base guy, but he's been anything but that today. 2 times he's gone out to right field and then struck out in between those is Jennings Green, and he's going to chop it back to first. Oh, that is a throw that nearly got by at home, and instead, from bases loaded, it is quick thinking from Daneker, throws it to first, and guess what? His catcher, the backside of the battery, Astudillo, guns it down to first. They double up from 1 out, bases loaded, to a double play, and nothing comes across, and that's how the day has gone for the Rams. Close, but nothing else to show for it. 6-1 Pioneers with a massive defensive play.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
After the double play, Astudillo will come from the plate, making the final throw of that double play to the plate for his first at-bat with a new pitcher, and he's going to put that in. This is going to be extras. He's going to turn for two as he puts that into the gap out in left center field. And a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the seventh for Dario Astudillo.
Not an ideal start for the new man on the mound, number 16, Miller Stuck. Coming into this game, Miller Stuck, second on the team in total appearances with 17. He started 9 games for them, so obviously CIU, they feel like they have a chance to try to get themselves back into this ball game. They want to continue to keep Spartanburg Methodist at bay here in the latter stages of the game.
So the question becomes is who's going to get the nod tomorrow morning should this not get turned around, and say they do come up short over the next couple of innings and it is SMC who prevails. Who do you give the nod to? Now keep in mind you do have in your bullpen the tremendous talent of Colin Ott, and Ott has done great things, 6-3, but all have been out of the bullpen, not a single start for him. And that's going to bloop in for a single. And Wendell, who is on the base pass for Astudillo, as he has so many times, is going to make his way over to third. And Jaron Pinckney is going to be safe with the single. And it's back-to-back base runners. And they're on the corners. And now Lane Schrader comes to the plate yet again.
Yeah, I don't know who you turn to if you have a game tomorrow, potentially with your season on the line.
Schrader lays down the bunt, and he's going to get tagged by Stuck. You do have Matthew Garris that you could go to. So the run will score. And that is the run to make it now a 7-1 ball game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what route you take, but I do know the expectation when you put a guy like Stuck in the game is not to surrender a run that early with him out there. You want to try to hold Spartanburg Methodist scoreless, what you've done a few innings in a row. Nice job by the Pioneers, just putting up some insurance here in the 7th.
So the RBI on the sac play by Schrader. Seven runs on 12 hits, 1 run on 7 hits. And that tells you the story, that CIU, especially here, you take in last inning and then throughout it, have gotten some chances, gotten some base runners, but they have left them stranded or put themselves into double plays and just have not been able to do anything with them since that first inning in which they had back-to-back base runners and then drove in the run on the RBI sac play by Wright. Back in time is Pinckney. Always want to keep him in check. The speedster who wears the 5 in white. And a foul ball comes off for Bachman. 0 for 2, but does have a run to his credit, was walked aboard in the 4th. Otherwise, it's a ground over to third and then a fly out to left. Goes to third. It's on the ground, shuffled, thrown, picked out of the dirt in time. And it's out number 2, but he accomplishes the mission and moves Pinckney 90 feet from adding yet another run of insurance in this 6-run ball game. 7-1 the score. And the 8th run for the Pioneers, standing 90 feet from home.
And such an important at-bat for Miller Stuck and CIU. The last thing you want to see is those floodgates open up for the Pioneers and allowing their offense to really get rolling with a 2-out rally.
Cohen Bridges started the game. RBI single came around to score in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd, but since, a pair of ground outs and a slow roller off the glove of Stuck. Tried to scoop it, turn, make the play. Might have even had the play at home if you scoop that and flick it off to your catcher, but instead it just rolls off the edge of the glove, and it's a disastrous play for him. And it's an 8-1 ball game in favor of the Pioneers.
Truly a game of inches. Just inches away from being able to get himself out of that jam and to retire the side. Instead, the inning continues, and Spartanburg Methodist all of a sudden can make this very uneasy for the Rams.
So it's the top of the order. Here in this 7th inning, Brady Jeffcoat back to the plate. Two outs, 2 runs have scored. Just the 3rd inning of scoring for the Pioneers. They've scored in bunches other than that single strike that came across in the 4th. That 5-run second, that really just flipped the script. And you look at it, and I mean, we talked about it on air and off air after that first inning. We said, hey, CIU's here to play. They came out, they score that run, and you go, all right, don't tell them they're the 9 seed. And then what happens? Well, somebody told Travis Daneker that they were the 9 seed. And he said, whoa, we're the 4th seed. We're the Pioneers. We're going to come out. I'm going to post the 0, and then my offense is going to wake up in the bottom half of the 2nd, and we're going to hang those 5 runs. And since you look at it, it is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then some, right? It has been stellar work by Daneker in this defense, and even when they've gotten into trouble, get a base runner, what do? They bounce back. They quickly they turn what should be an advantageous start into short work. You get a leadoff guy aboard, what do? Well, you just make it 4 runners to get 3 outs, or 4 batters to get 3 outs. And quick work like that has certainly paid dividends for them today. As Stuck will throw over to first. 2-1 with 2 outs and a runner on. That is Bridges. And Jeffcoat will foul it off the right-hand side, 2-2.
Yeah, and coming into this game, it was no question which group was the more consistent offensive unit throughout the season. That was Spartanburg Methodist, and it took a little bit of time, but that's hold true here in this.
That's going to be ripped out to left field. That's going to get down for extras. Bridges is going to be waved in from first, and he turns third. The throw, not in time, but they're going to get aggressive looking to try to get there. Oh, and he's out and nearly called safe as he tried to rotate that body to avoid the tag. But ultimately out, getting aggressive was Jeffcoat, and it was ambitious to try to get there. But he's thrown out trying to get to third, but the run still scores, and Bridges makes it now a 9-1 ball game. 8 runs to the good for the Pioneers as we go to the 8th inning.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Kraus Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
Nine-1 ball game. Travis Daneker back onto the hill. He has been stellar. After giving up that first inning, first run to the Rams, it's been zeros ever since as we start the 8th inning. Kai Smith at the plate. Smith 1 for 3 on the day, singled, and is the run that is the blemish on Daneker's day. But he will go down as nothing more than an out here in this inning as he pops over to first in foul territory. And it's one away here in the top of the 8th. Daniel Sidoti, he will come in here to the one-out situation. And that's thrown over in time, and he makes it a 2-out situation on the ground over to short.
First baseman, Corbin Wright.
In that last inning, Travis Daneker was in a rare sign of trouble. I believe the bases were loaded for CIU. It looked like they were en route to coming up with something offensively, a rare 1-2-3 double play to get out of the inning.
And you look at that and you say, how different could that have been had they capitalized? The 3 runs that come across maybe don't come across because that starts to shift how you think and maybe takes some of the wind out of their sails. But they ride the momentum in the bottom half in response of that, add 3 more runs. Now it's a 9-1 ball game. That could have been, say, even 2 of those runs come across, right? You're talking about a 6-3 ball game coming into the 8th inning potentially. That's certainly not insurmountable. That can be flipped around if you get another inning, try to ride that when you bring the offense back up. But instead, you're staring down the barrel of an 8-run ball game saying, it just has not been our day. Because anytime we get anything going, Pioneers somehow find a way to get out of it, and Daneker has been stellar up there on the hill. His 2-1 turns into a 3-1. For Daneker, now 7 2/3. trying to make it a complete 8th inning. 7 hits, 1 run, and 1 walk with 3 Ks. Here's the payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Make it 4 strikeouts on the day. And Daniker continues his strong work, and yet another 0. He gives up the run in the first, then 7 straight scoreless innings for the ace on the hill for the Pioneers. To the bottom of the 8th, they're going to try to add to it. They've got a comfortable 8-run lead. It's 9-1 Pioneers.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
You got the pitcher intro?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give them to you. Elijah Fraun is the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 8th after 7 consecutive scoreless innings put up by Travis Daniker in this Pioneers defense after they gave up the 1 run back in the first. And, well, other than last inning, Rams have been quiet offensively. They put the pressure on, couldn't convert. Bases were wiped out while they were juiced. And no slowing down for this offense as the leadoff man is aboard. Fraun singles out to center, and he does so off a fresh face on the hill.
Yeah, that's not an ideal start to the outing for the new guy on the mound, Chase Denton. Denton, not a ton of work over the course of this season. It's appeared in 3 2/3 of an inning so far, but coming in relief of Miller Stuck, who's been a nominal starter for CIU over the course of this season. They're hoping to maybe save him for tomorrow in a winner-go-home situation. So Denton comes in trying to give his team one last gasp in the top of the ninth.
And we said, again, we've been talking about it as it was still a close game. Depending on what would come around offensively for the Rams, really kind of changes what you can do. And you look at that and you say, okay, they get the 3 runs, they go up on the board, and we only use Stuck for 16 pitches. Now we can kind of flip things around, get him out of there, save him, try to use him tomorrow in what's going to be that winner-go-home game against Reinhardt when it's all said and done here, unless a miraculous turn of events takes place. But the way Daniker has been going, it'd be hard-pressed to try to find a difference in his day that would rewrite the script for him. He has been cruising through those 7 scoreless innings after giving up the run in the first. Ball gets away, and so that will move Franz over to second. Exesian remains at the plate. And again, that ball kicks away. So Denton, not necessarily on the same page with his catcher here early.
Pioneers, they smell a little bit of blood in the water, too. They may want to end this one quick.
And Exesian's going to take a 4th consecutive ball and finds himself as a second runner. And he makes the trot down for the formality's sake, touches the base, and then we'll have to make the trot right back as they'll bring on the pinch runner for him.
Runner at first base is number 10, Ty Harper.
Ty Harper is the
Left fielder, Tanner Martin.
pinch runner. And Tanner Martin will come in. Martin started the day with that single, scored the run, and then since, just not been how he would like the day to continue. He popped over to first, and then back-to-back strikeouts. So a chance to get back on track here with his team holding an 8-run cushion, no outs and 2 on. And Martin's going to put that one into the heavens, and it's going to stay on the infield. And a call-off by Heineke, and that will pick up out number 1. Trying to make it back-to-back innings with a run scored for the first time today for either side.
The catcher, Dario.
Two sides scored in back-to-back innings, just on different ends. Top of the first, it was a 1-0 ball game. Then 5 runs come across in the bottom of the second. That's going to take a high chop over to short, thrown in time, doubling up, and the Rams taking a page out of the Pioneers book. Get into trouble, bounce back with a double play, and they get out of the inning, and that'll send us to the top of the 9th. 3 outs to work with, and they need to make those 3 outs count. In order to put themselves in front, they need 3 runs per out produced. Top of the 9th we go. Last chance for the Rams of CIU. Top of the 9th inning here at Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, Tennessee. Opening round of the Appalachian Athletic Conference baseball tournament. Newcomers to the conference in this, their first tournament appearance in their first season in the conference for the Pioneers of SMC, and trying to close this out. Leading by 8 runs. It is a 9-1 ball game. And they have just been stellar defensively since the first inning where the Rams, the 9th-seeded team here in the tournament, jumped out to the 1-0 lead. Chopper to third, throw, picked out of the dirt. Great play there at first. And that's out number 1. And Exesian comes up with a massive pick to keep that one from skipping away on the throw over by Jeffcoat, who had to get that there in a hurry. And that's the kind of defensive effort that has kept Travis Daneker and this side out in front and kept the zeros coming for the Rams.
Yeah, that was a web gem of a play there from Brady Jeffcoat, scooping that one off the turf. How about Coach allowing Travis Daneker to go the distance, giving him a chance? He's gotten you this far. Give him a chance to be the one to slam the door shut.
And here's what's crazy. Enters the inning with 89 pitches. He's less than 100 pitches, and he could go to the distance here, provided everything goes as planned.
Quick work.
1-1 count here to the second batter of the inning after Heineke is retired. This is Ian D'Amico. He'll swing at that. It's 1-2, and we were talking about it during the break, where things really changed to look at these numbers, and obviously they're going to be lopsided for SMC, but one thing that really stood out to us, leadoff now with the first out of this inning from Heineke. This is a 1-for-9 performance from the leadoff spot for the Pioneers. Just one successful leadoff opportunity, while the flip side of things, 6 of 8 for the Pioneers, and that's really been the catalyst to their offensive production. Get a guy on board, move him around, and it pays dividends. As there's a strikeout for D'Amico, and it's 2 away, and down to their final out here are the Rams.
Yeah, and those numbers, they tell us 2 separate stories, right? Like 1 of 9, that won't cut it. That won't cut it. That won't get it done. On the flip side, 6 of 8 is absolutely sensational if you're Spartanburg Methodist, being able to get 6 of your leadoff guys on board. If you were looking for a dark horse here in this AAC tournament, Spartanburg Methodist, with the way that they've had consistent success at the plate over the course of this season, they have the type of offense that can really upset the apple cart in the top 3.
So Guthrie with a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Travis Daneker trying to close out a Game 1 win. He's out in front 1-2. And the final strike is what comes down to here in this opening ball game for CIU. The 1-2 from Daneker. And he'll have to make the fans do the build-up clap yet again as he misses, and it's 2-2. Two. How about that? The claps, they won it, and he's just saying, let's add a little flair for the dramatic here. Let's make it a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Could be the final pitch of the game for the Pioneers, ace in Daneker. And it will not. We'll try it again. Staying alive, not going down without a fight is Guthrie.
How anticlimactic.
The buildup, they continue to clap. We'll see if they do it yet again for what will be a 4th time. They will do it. See if Guthrie can prevail or if Daneker can finally pay it off. How about a 5th?
It's like in the NBA playoffs when the fans are standing up until their home team scores. They're standing up for 5 minutes. The team just goes cold.
Claps come again. And it pays off for Guthrie as he keeps the inning alive and he keeps the Rams alive. Albeit Daneker sitting there saying, I'll give you a hit. I'll give you a couple of hits.
I'm going to put that one on the fans, though, because I think that last round of claps was a little bit less enthusiastic.
They were off on the first clap. They were, there was like one person that started, then a second, then a third, and they eventually got there, but just that slow start, couldn't get it there. So Guthrie is aboard, and that'll bring up Pomnitz. And Pomnitz has been on the wrong end of 2 strikeouts on the day. He does have the double back in the second inning. And Daniker, the way he's been going, he would love to finish this with a 3rd strikeout of Pomnitz. Would just love to get the out. This could do it. This will stay in the yard, out to center field. Travis Daniker goes the distance, and the Pioneers, after giving up the early lead to the Rams in the first inning, come back and go 8 shutout innings. Travis Daniker leads the way to a 9-1 opening win in their tournament debut here in the AAC. And the Pioneers, the 4 seed, off and running. Watch out if they can keep up that productivity. They could be a threat when it's all said and done here as we move throughout the rest of the week. Rams, the 9 seed. They'll have the early game tomorrow. And the Pioneers, well, because they're the higher seed over the Game 1 winners in the Bryan Lions, who are the 6, Pioneers avoid the number 1 seed Milligan tomorrow morning. And instead, it is Bryan who will face the 1-seeded Buffaloes in Game 2 on Wednesday. 9's run on 14 hits, 1 run on 8 hits for CIU. 9-1 the final score on behalf of our crew. For Lorenzo Robinson, I'm Mark Shelley saying join us for Game 3 coming up in just a little time here from Hunter Wright Stadium. But for this one, in the final score of a 9-1 SMC win, I'm Mark Shelley bidding you a very pleasant adieu.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.